Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast on Combat Heroes 2. We are on Elst Outskirts, but it's a 4v4 version. But this is like a continuation of the previous battle. That's what we're gonna act as it is canonically. Anyway, let's go through the players now. We'll start with the Soviet Union. We'll start with Popo SK. Going straight to the gate with Tank Destroyer. We have Akabu as Shock Division straight at the gates. We have Fiu as Shock Division straight at the gates. Finally, Paragistro as Shock Division straight at the gates. That's a lot of Soviet shock. Representing... Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm hiccuping. Representing the Germans today. The Professor's Mechanics Tactics for the Waffen-SS. You have Alucard as Panzer Tactics for the Waffen-SS. Guillaume as Panzerjäger Tactics for the Waffen-SS. And finally, Maverick as Sturm Tactics for the Waffen-SS. So Waffen-SS all around against the Soviet Union here. As a misroll in over this place that was a battle yesterday, I imagine. And yes, Soviets lose a Sabba straight at the gate there. This is a 4v4 match, and it's also going to be a victory point match, so this is going to be all over the place, so I'll probably be missing a lot of the action, but we'll just have to live with that. Soviets are gearing up to try and overrun the center here, but the Sturm Pioneers have a good position. Lots of Sabbas going around here. Yeah, this is an extended version of Elst Outskirts, so you can see the map is wider. Again, as I said, it is a 4v4 version. Sturmgrenadier is killing down, or shooting down many of the conscripts out there. So it's suffering heavy losses here in the moment. Little triple shock. That is a lot of shock in the later stages of the battle, I imagine. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I just ate lunch after I came home from work. I'm actually recording this straight after eating my lunch when I came home from work today. And drinking some Pepsi. I'm hoping the new sound formatting is pretty good. But I tested it last time and it sounded like it was pretty decent. Oh, the Sturm Grenadiers doing a lot of good work, keep mowing down the entire Frontline there. So it's suffered a lot of losses then, quick succession. But the Soviets also pushing an northern flank against the Sturm Grenadiers of the Sturm Division, or well, Sturm Tactics rather. Germans are going to use this building though, with lots of nice windows there. The Frontline are getting closer. There's some sandbags that have been laid on the ground. So it might gear up for an assault in the center here, but the Germans are digging in further. Elements of the first SS moving around. The Wehrmacht had to pull back, and now the Waffen-SS is leading a counterattack here. Soviets won pretty big last time. Let's see if the Germans can turn it around. Also, the troops are moving up here, preparing to push over. But the Germans are covering all the angles they can, so they have basically got this covered for the most part. And they have several angles they can keep shooting in at. Soviets are not going to have an easy time here. Once the gets getting closer, they're going to use the building, I imagine. Yep, they're going to use the building. It's going to spur these Sturmgrenadiers to fall back. But that's a Kubelwagen hit. No, that's actually a 250. Not a Kubelwagen. I guess they did go mechanisierte. Oh, that was an incendiary grenade from the Panzerjägers. Doing a lot of work on the Soviets. They're killing most of the troops. Now the 250 is going to prevent any retreat here from being easily done. It has to be loaded at some point, though. Oh, they managed to kill it. Oh my god. That is a huge loss for the Soviet Union. But the Soviets are bringing a lot of weapons up here in the northern flank. Let's look at the Sturmgrenadiers can hold for long. Actually trying to get by as a grenade. Almost killing them. Very good play there from the Sturmgrenadiers. Was an MT-34. Lots of Maxims are arriving at the front line. So it's having issues on the southern flank. The Germans are doing a pretty good job here. Also laying some mines by the looks of it. Sprengminen. Right here from the Sturmgrenadiers and the Maxim. I only killed one guy. I was not that effective. There's a side blocker here, unfortunately, so the Mthis cannot cover them. They'll get spotted here. Oh, the Dusk is trying to move. That's not good timing. Just had to fall back though. More Soviet units do need to be pulled out. Throwing a smoke grenade, I think, and then they're gonna grab the Maxim. They have a weapon now they can utilize, so they're gonna bring that back to the German lines. So it's having a little bit of an issue getting points. Oh, that's a anti-tank rifle here on the 250. 250 down. There is, however, an MG44 already. Yeah, now the Germans have a Maxim machine gun to work with. Again, the Germans had used a lot of stolen equipment on the Eastern Front. I'm not sure how used a Maxim was, of all things, but I'm not an expert. 48 being established here by the Soviet Union, allowing them to reinforce from the front line. And also heal. Pretty useful thing to have. We also have some Ballonians in the field here. Unique unit available to SS Sturm, being equipped with Sturmgewehrs by looks of it. Good early assault infantry. The Soviets need to get some victory points. Germans are so far really doing a good job just winning on the victory point as part of this battle. Airdrop going in here with some weapons. Actually, there's some medical supplies. They haven't used the healing? We have one Sturm Grenadier, which could rush up to get it. Battle is somewhat silent at the moment. You only hear a few rounds being exchanged now and then. Guards trying to sneak up here, but they get mowed down by the machine gun. Medical supplies allows the Sturm Grenadiers to heal up. And well, the German Maxim is now opening up fire on the Soviets. Orders are arriving here for the Soviet Union now to try and apply pressure. That is a mist-covered match. I guess it's early in the morning. It might be somewhat cool in the air. It's just being fired now and then, and grenades being exchanged. Either side is really making either side is really making big moves at the moment. Oh, S-mine is sprung here on the Montevideo as they move up to try and secure the fuel points. Officer arriving here to supplement the defense. Lots of Soviet rifles there. Machine gun arms, Sturm Grenadiers moving up. Laying down a lot of suppressive fire. Artillery strike being called in here by the Soviet lieutenant. You see the preliminary fire starting to come in. The ranging shots, which is unique to Soviet artillery strikes. The Soviets also doing a push up here with Sabers. Throwing satchel charges on the front line. That's a dead machine gun. Oh yeah, that's pretty lethal. Hopefully the deaths were swift. With no one having to suffer through that. It looks like they left no corpses. Germans also trying to advance over the field here in the center. Using another machine guns. The Soviets also trying to advance down here still. They have somewhat pushed the Waffen-SS back, but they also have an Aufklar holding up here with the Panzerjäger. Only against some Sabers, they might be actually be able to hold that. Without the Lieutenant and more Fonsevikia coming up. Aufklar is using the MP34, I think, using the Sten model at the moment. E-70 driving up now for the northern flank of the Soviets. Hacks are now arriving for the German defense. This is going to be Hack 38s. EPM now inside the building here and hands of Fonsevikia. They now some suppressor fire. The Beards on the front lines now. More guards also being healed up. Germans are pushing up pretty far, but they're engaging now with shock troopers. But Germans are in a good position. Smoke grenade being popped here. And with that, the shock troopers are advancing. And the Germans fall back immediately at that. They know they cannot fight shock troopers up close. E-70 trying to push up here. There's a Panzerjäger around. Also mortar shells being exchanged from both sides. Fighting still continues down here. More Storm Grenadiers managed to move up. Life grenade here from the Siberian's Mist. Building collapsed, but it has a weird bug where some of the walls are still operational. It's floating in the air. Spooky ghost house. It strike forces the Germans a little bit back. So it's bringing up more and more units. They're going to try to apply pressure up here. Mthis pushing up here. Going to throw a Molotov. Put their machine gun. And a grenade there on the Storm Brigade. Only killing one guy though. Now the shock troopers ready to push up as well. So a shock camp has been established, allowing the shock troopers to replenish and get more shock troopers from that. I mean, like a forward little base of operations. So it's still trying to engage up here, but they're not having any good time pushing up. Another revive grenade here. The Germans keep holding this crossroads pretty damn well. They also have a 40 HQ set up here. The Mthis can probably hold this area for a long time. More shock troopers are being called in from the forward camp. We have some infantry guns going to be coming out here for the Soviets. There's also trying to take it off on the point here. Satchel charge on the machine gun. And the machine gun team dead. They managed to decapture the point. Now it's going to be very hard for the Germans to try and take that back, I think. Mthis are definitely in a good position now to just lay down fire with the DPMs. They are getting to work on it. They've both been suppressed, and that actually is what the opening the Soviets could use to push the sappers up further, I think. Oh, we do have some grenadiers down here. I know someone's not happy about something with the Soviets. Soviets are trying to push it down here. Throwing a Molotov in a machine gun nest. Forcing them back. Soviets are preparing for another push up here. The Germans are being overrun. That's just a lack of SS troops there. And now the Soviets might actually be able to take points. They're trying to push from the center here. Stormtroopers, shock troopers are doing a lot of work. More shock troopers coming around the corner with full PPSH loadout. And there's a lot of PPSHs. But the Germans do have combat they can fall back on. Laying out a building with a machine gun in it. Shock troopers are taking heavy losses now. But they do take the point. But is it worth it? Shock troopers are very expensive infantry. I think they are the single most expensive infantry unit you can get at 400 manpower, I'm pretty sure. Oh, light field gun on the field here. Oh, actually, that's assist. There's the field gun. There it is. The regimental gun. Unique to shock division. Surprisingly good. Germans still hold the southern point here. Germans also quickly move to secure the central point again. So it's been unable to get the victory points for any amount of time. Pillboxes being set up so now the Germans can really fortify down here. I can see the tactics is the best at fortifying for the Mthis, so. And the Soviets are just being bottlenecked here. They could easily swing some troops into here. But there's a minefield, but they could clear that out. They're being thrown here by the Sabers. Getting straight by the Panzerjägers from hiding. But the fighting continues up here. Germans are just being suppressed continuously by the machine guns. Mthis keep pushing up here. Sturm Brigade is going to try and stop them with the Sturmgewehrs. There's lots of fighting. Now the OB gun is trying to do some artillery strikes. Artillery strikes also going in from the Soviet lieutenant. You might see Capitans at some point with the big and heavy Soviet artillery strikes, which could probably decimate the German front line. D-2476 are starting to arrive. There's a pack nearby, a pack 38. Should be sufficient. Unless it doesn't penetrate. Great, being thrown to the shock troopers. Oh, it's like a Bottleneck. We must keep fortifying down here. I almost feel this service needs to invest in heavier, well, higher tier officers, calling some big artillery strikes. Stuka arriving here to hold the center. There's lots of action going on. So it's still trying to get closer to the top victory point. Axel manages to suppress the German infantry. That's because of being forced forwards. Good Rive Gate destroys the Fontaviki, trying to build their thing. It's being tossed here from the conscripts. Right in a machine gun. But it's still unable to take the point. Stuk now moving up here to supplement. Turrets are lacking in AT equipment. They do have assist back there. They need to get further up. Assist gun is being rolled up now. No penetration on DF8 so far. The Sturmgrenadiers are preparing to move again. E54 pushing up on the German defenses here. They have a Panzer strike though, which does get a good shot. The driver's currently injured and Panzerfaust in the rear destroys it. Shock Trooper's gone. Oh, that's an expensive loss there for the Soviet Union. I feel like the Mthis is doing a pretty good job here so far. And the Soviets turn this around. Great big thrown in there. Regimental gun trying to push up, but there's too much fire coming its way. So it's still trying to threaten the northern point, but they just aren't having any success. That's a heavy mortar on the field. There it is. Pretty heavy thing. Who got killed? No, the Stuk is back there for repairs. We're going to try to push up somewhat. More shock troopers have been called into the front line from the camp. The Soviets have lost a lot of troops in the center. More artillery being called in here. Remember, smoke shells are heavy, they will actually do damage. Artillery strike has been called in by the Capitan somewhat. Actually, that was just one shell for some reason. Soviets are gonna try and push up on the point, but it's not easy. Panzer is waiting. Water half-tack cleared out. Attack opening up. It's still a bottleneck. It's too much of a bottleneck here for the Soviets to push through. They need to try and flank through other areas. As long as the Germans can just bottleneck them in this little corridor, they cannot really push up. With this going on, the Soviets are trying to push in the northern flank. Explosive round loaded there. And if the guns are now being pulled up here from the Waffen-SS. Try to provide some blind artillery support. Stuk moving up again. MG team killed. We also have heavy mortar shells being shot down now on the German positions. That's some pretty big mortar shells actually, if it's from the heavy mortar there. Actually, the heavy mortars on counter barrage. Soviets need to find a way to push through. Especially now that the Germans are doing a counterattack down here and they're pushing up pretty aggressively. Stuk F8s are being called in. Oh, well, now it's Stuk F8s, Stuk Gs. German infantry are doing a pretty good job here. All the MG42s on their Sturmgrenadiers are really helping. That's a lot of Soviet troops pushing forwards. You have the MG-34 to support them. Let's see what's happening on the rest of the front. Central Soviet is still trying to build up forces again. So it's having a big fight in the northern flank still. The Soviets are running dangerously low on points. Gs are arriving. That's not looking good for the southern flank of the Soviet Union. They're suffering heavily to the Stuks and MGs. Ooh. Yeah, machine guns. Machine guns are very effective if you didn't know. Like, German machine guns are very vital. And they do a good job at what they do. So it's actually managed to push up here now finally. Somewhat. It's called cover, in case you're wondering in that aspect. The other side, very good cover positions. Rental Gun's trying to do its best here, but the Soviets have managed to secure an awful victory points. They will delay the attrition rate, so... Stuks are able to assault the Soviet base almost, but they do have AT guns being prepared. And an Su-85, I think. Yeah, that's an Su-85. Oh! That's a very good hit there in the end. Yeah, the Germans are in a pretty good position here, and with double Stuk, they might actually be able to beat the Su-85. Brits are still trying to build up, but the Soviets do hold an awful point now. The line infantry guns are definitely having a little bit of a fight here. Very Mortar continues its counter barraging, but it only does it as long as you have munitions, so always remember that. Comes the Su-85. The Capitan is also being upgraded to call in the Red Air Force by the looks of it. I think the Stuks now realize there's an Su-85, their recon has spotted it. Stuks also pushing up here in the center. E-54 needs some repairs. German infantry is having issues up on the northern flank here. Which Su-85 is trying to push up slowly. But the Soviets need to make an opening somewhere. Well, the Maxim trying to be rolled up here. They should be able to suppress the shock trooper soon. Yep, there it goes. We do have a Panther tank in the center here for the Germans. It's going to be a difficult one for the Soviets to deal with, I think. Putting a high explosive under the shock troopers. Broke pop though. Northern point remains in Soviet hands. Mech? I don't think he's playing as mech. No, he's tank destroyer, he's not mech. Just had to pull back and he just cannot deal with that Panther. Lots of artillery shots and rifle being flung here. Lots of shots being exchanged, but I think the Sturmgrenadiers are winning out in that hover to cover engagement over long range. So it's suffering severe losses. But the shock troopers are able to suppress the German infantry. But the Panther's moving up. Down here, the Alf class keeping an eye on the Soviets building up at their defense. And we have German howitzer being set up here. Opening fire now. Immer grün. Soviets I don't think are prepared to deal with. And the fact they have an Alf claw right there spotting it makes it a lot more accurate. 5's trying to deal with the Panther here, but it's not really going well. Germans are slowly flanking in. Not looking good for the Soviet defense. This is certainly a German counterattack in force. SU-5's gonna load a high explosive rounds. Panther is nearby though. And the SU-5 does not have impressive armor. It has a good gun, but not impressive armor. So it's losing a lot of ground and units. Within the northern flank of the Soviets is holding decently well. You have an IS-2 being called in. But will it be enough? If it'll even arrive in time. 85 is trying to move down here to try and stop the advance of the German tanks. But the Panther could just move to flank, I don't know. There's a slight blocker here. Oh, it missed. That's not good. So it's just suffering heavy losses here. Now the artillery are even hitting the base. I think the southern Soviet flank is about to entirely collapse. And that's despite the northern Soviet flank doing its best here. But Germans have just held on long enough. Also helps the Germans have an Alf class spotting around. Having recon around is really useful. Yeah, the center of the Soviet flank cannot hold either. The Panther starting to push forward with the Sturm Grenadiers. IS-2 is almost on the battlefield. Or will it arrive in time and be enough? Birds are sending sappers forward with satchel charges. Didn't destroy much there. Ooh, an artillery going in there. Oh, right on the Soviet forces. Oh, now that is painful. I don't think the Soviets can hold on at this point. Especially with the Germans setting up right outside their base. Getting as many light 80 guns as they can. Just quickly. H-85 taken out by the Stuk. A man tank pushing forwards alongside them. High explosive rounds loaded. Oh, hitting all the stuff bunched up there. Yeah, it looks like the Germans are about to win this one. IS-2 has arrived, but I don't think it'll be able to do enough. And I'm gonna try and deal with this Panther first. Loading, I have a piercing round. Someone calls the GG here, and I kind of understand why looking at this down here. It's been called here by the command half track, but gets taken out. Oh, right on the officer. Oh, just as he's about to call in the airstrike. I think it bugged out because of that. Oh, that's not good. So he's trying to advance up with the IS. IS does scare the Panther off, but it's not going to do anything, I think. Victory points are still just too much in the Germans' favor. Pack cleared out. Yeah, Pablo Escape's not had the best luck today. I'm a piercing round being they want to hit that thing with the armor piercing round. Need to fire fast. Oh, it missed. So we still get on the central victory point, but that's not going to really not be enough. They are also sending troops out to the north victory points. Ooh, Panther's pretty close here to the Panther. To the IS-2. Let's be cautious here. Each round being loaded. The Panther is just finishing the front of the IS. Panther coming up though, which could probably deal with the thing. Panther Faust also going to be used. Oh, and that's going to be the end of this one. Because now the IS-2 cannot defend itself. The Panther can just harry it as much as it wants. IS-2 did arrive down here, but just a little bit too late. Well, this was an intriguing match. I hope you'll enjoy it. I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Bye-bye.